Hey guys, it's Kayla. So today I threw together an easy cut crease makeup look. I want to do something a little bit more fun and different from my typical makeup look that I do on an everyday basis because I am going out for my husband's birthday this evening. So if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look and how you can do an easy cut crease, then just keep watching. Alright guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is go in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I actually just use concealer as a base for my eyeshadows. I've never been into eyeshadow primers, so if you have an eyeshadow primer that you like, go ahead and use it here. Otherwise, you can just do this concealer trick and use that. Next, I am going in with the Morphe M441 brush, and this is just a nice fluffy eyeshadow brush that will work to put down our transition color. And you just want to use a light brown eyeshadow color for this transition shade. Just pick a color that works best with your skin tone. This is the one that worked best with mine, and just as a brown shade that's a couple of shades darker than my skin tone. And the biggest thing to remember is just to take your time and blend everything out. Next, I am going in with the Morphe M433 brush, and this brush is just slightly denser than the first one that we used. And I am taking a brown shade that's a few shades darker than the first one that we used, and just using windshield wiper motions and circular motions to put that into my crease. And you do want to make sure that you're going all the way from your inner crease to your outer crease, since we are doing the cut crease today. How many times can I say crease in one sentence? The biggest thing here is don't worry about being super precise. We're actually going to use a trick to clean up our crease and create the cut crease look. So just make sure that you are taking the time to blend everything out. That's the biggest key here, is we want everything to be nice and blended so there's no harsh lines. Then I am going back in with that M441 brush real quick, just to, again, make sure that everything is blended well together. Then I am taking a Sigma F75 concealer brush and just taking my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer again to clean up that line for our cut crease. Now you'll notice as I am putting this on that I'll kind of open my eye throughout the process, and that is because I do have slightly hooded eyelids, so this just helps me to kind of see where my crease falls, since it is going to be different from people who don't have hooded eyes. So for this part, just whatever your eye shape is, kind of figure out what works best for you. For my girls out there that do have hooded eyes, I do recommend doing this because it's going to allow you to actually be able to see your cut crease when your eye is open. Next, I am going in with just a light champagne-y sparkly eyeshadow to put down onto my eyelid, and I am just using that concealer brush to go ahead and pack that on as well. And just be careful when you are putting this on. You don't want this to get up into the brown eyeshadow so that your cut crease stays prominent. So just be very careful in this part. Then I am going to do a small wing today with some eyeliner, and this is the Stila Stay All Day liner. As far as liquid eyeliners go, I highly recommend this one. This is my favorite liquid liner to use. However, I do also hate using liquid liner. I am just terrible at eyeliner sometimes. I fear the eyeliner and it senses my fear, and I will always mess up. So my biggest tip is don't be fearful. It'll sense your fear, and just take your time. Then I am going to curl my eyelashes before putting on my mascara. And guys, I am still using the Covergirl Supersizer Mascara. I love this mascara. I can't get away from it. However, if you do have any recommendations for a mascara, please let me know in the comments below. I'd really like to try a new one, but I just don't know what to try, and I have tried a couple of other drugstore ones and haven't liked one better than this one. So I'm interested to see what you guys have tried and what you might like that I should try next. After I got done putting on my mascara, I realized that I really wasn't done with my eye makeup look, so I don't know why I rushed into liner and mascara. So I am going back in with the Morphe E36 brush to highlight my inner corner with a white glittery color, and then I also am taking a Morphe E18 brush to bring that brown shade from my crease to my lower lash line, just to bring the whole makeup look together. And then lastly, I am putting a little bit of highlight on my brow bone as well with a Real Techniques brush. Next, moving on to the face, I am going in with my NYX Pore Filler Primer. This primer is awesome. I love it and just gives me a really nice clean slate, so I do recommend it. I am trying a new foundation. This is the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation Stick. It is such a long name, but this foundation, one, is amazing, and two, it's also fun to draw all over your face. So I do recommend it. It is a very highly concentrated foundation, so it looks like I'm putting on a lot right here, but it's really not a whole lot. This foundation goes a long way, and I have noticed that the Beauty Blender is probably the best way to blend it out. It is a really thick foundation, so the Beauty Blender has been giving me the best results just to make sure that nothing looks too cakey and that everything is blended out really nicely. I haven't had an issue with this foundation caking up, so that's been really nice, but I do think that is because of the Beauty Blender just helping to blend everything out really well. This does take a little bit of time to blend out. That's the only negative thing I could possibly say about it, is it does take some time, but it is worth it. Next, I'm going in with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer to just highlight my face. I put it on my under eyes, on my Cupid's bow, on my chin, down my nose, and then I draw a weird little flower arrow thing on my forehead, like everybody else does. And then I am just blending that out with my Beauty Blender as well. I seriously love the Beauty Blender for cream products. I honestly don't ever use brushes anymore. After everything is nice and blended out, I am just taking some of my e.l.f. finishing powder to set my under eye. I'm doing a little bit of a baking technique today. I just wanted to make sure that my under eye didn't crease at all, and I was also kind of using this to help clean up the outer corner of my eye as well for the eyeshadow. And then I did put a little bit of this over the rest of my face as well, just lightly with a brush. And then I went back in and brushed off that powder that was baking after it sat for a little bit. Next, I am going in with bronzer, and this is the bronzer from the Naked Flushed Palette in Streak. If you're not familiar with these Urban Decay palettes, they have a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter all in one. And I really like this color. It is a little orange. I usually try to go for cool toned bronzers, but it's not too dark, so it does work with my paler skin. It was showing up really dark on camera at first, and I kind of noticed that because I had my light on me, and I think the light was kind of making my skin look even paler than normal. But I did go back in and kind of blend everything out after I put it on because I noticed it was looking a little too orange, and I don't like to look orange. It's hard for me not to sometimes because my skin is so pale. It's hard to find bronzers that work for me, but this one looked really nice after everything was nice and blended out. So just take your time. It's okay if you put too much on, you can still take it off. Then I'm going in with the Becca blush in Pamplemousse. And I love this color. It's just a nice rosy pink. And then for highlighter, I am using the combination of Champagne and Processo Pop, like I did in a past video. I love these two together. They just give the perfect highlight shade in my opinion. It's not too pink, but it's also not too golden, so I love the mixture of the two. Now I did find a new eyebrow brush that I love. This is the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I just said brush, I don't know why, it's a pencil, but it does have a built-in brush, so there's a plus. I like this a lot better than the Anastasia Brow Wiz because it does have an angled tip, and so it makes filling in my eyebrows so much quicker. And then I am still using the Pixi Brow Tamer, and this is just my favorite brow gel. I love it. I still haven't tried another one yet. If you have recommendations for that, go ahead and leave it in the comments below as well. For my lipstick, I am using the Too Faced lipstick in the color Nude Beach. This lipstick is beautiful. It's a perfect pinky nude color, and I love this lipstick a little extra because it is the lipstick that I wore on my wedding day, so it seemed right to wear it out tonight for my husband's birthday. And that is it, guys. That completes the makeup look. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my hair down and do my normal hair fluff that I do at the end of every video now. I hope you guys liked this makeup look. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah. Alright guys, that completes the makeup look. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Saturday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!